And welcome back, everyone, to another Who Would Win on the week of Who Would Win during the last week of December in 2024. Last full week. So, from Bill Cipher, we have the question of who would win a fight. Freddy Kreuger versus the Joker. No, it's not my real Joker impression. Depends on what Joker you want me to do. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad. So we've done Freddy. Freddy's an elder statement on this channel at this point. Him, Pennywise, Slender Man, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, all the horror icons are just like elder statesmen of this entire channel when it comes to the verses. We know his story. We know what he can do. He was a child murderer / possible pedophile, depends on the version, who the parents on Elm Street took their revenge, burned him alive, but the dream demons, the ones who gave me this job, basically brought him back as the Sandman and basically a killer of kids in their dreams. In the dream world, he's nigh omnipotent. Like, there's little you can really do to straight out beat him unless you're someone with a specific power set who could do it. Now, that being said, having a lack of fear of him can help, and lucid dreaming can help. If you're someone who can actually control your dreams, you can certainly put up a fight against him in the dream world. Outside the dream world, though, he's not much more durable or dangerous than a regular guy. Yeah, he can take a hit or two. Because he's no longer human. He's got some other physiology going, so he can certainly take more damage than the regular person. Him having reality warping powers is a little... I used to think he had a minor level reality warping, but it's not quite as what I thought it was. Because the only time we really see it is when he's possessing the kid. Otherwise, anytime he's made it into the real world, in the second movie. So anytime he's made it into the real world, otherwise he doesn't really have powers, per se. Otherwise, he would have straight out used them against Jason in his fight. But still, he's also got his iconic four-knife glove. And is an all-around dangerous, but not really, not infallible monster. The Joker. The Joker is interesting when you put him into verses, because it all depends on who you're fighting. He's an individual who is insanely intelligent. Sometimes is skilled in hand-to-hand combat as Batman, other times not. Rightfully either insane or actually beyond insane. Some people sometimes call him super sane, because he is allegedly beyond insanity. He's beyond insanity. That is like the accurate description of what the Joker is. Now, what he actually is, what super sane actually is who knows. The Joker has occasionally even seemed to be fourth wall aware, but that's never been truly confirmed. What has been confirmed, though, is that he is still a madman. We'll use the term insanity. His insanity is such that even someone like Martian Manhunter, who has one of the strongest minds in the entirety of DC Comics, try to calm down the Joker's mind and basically said it's like a raging storm in there. He can't do it forever. That's how messed up the Joker really is. And as such, though, we haven't really seen him get mind controlled ever, but I would assume he's immune to things like standard levels like hypnosis, things along those lines. He's not immune to true reality warpers or those who have powerful psychokinetic abilities like Ace, like we saw in the Justice League animated series. But he's got a massive bag of tricks. He's a pretty skilled marksman in his own right too. Has all the Joker venom, the acid flower, you name it. He's got all the gags and gadgets. The question is not whether or not the Joker will win in the real world. I think it's pretty safe to say. That Freddy loses most fights in the real world, because when you take away his powers in the dream world, which is what happens when he goes in the real world, he's not much more than a slightly durable human, which means Joker just has to put a gun in his head, acid in his face, or hell, Joker venom him. This would be, I would have to assume once he's in the real world, that would have some level of effect on him, or maybe not, because he's, like I said, he's not really human anymore. But that being said, the Joker still would probably be willing to, cut him up, slice him up, whatever. It's all about how the Joker handles him in the dream world and if he could bring him into the real world. Because if he can't bring him into the real world, then there's no point in saying whether or not he can beat him in the real world. So could he? Well, the Joker is certainly one of those individuals that Freddy would have a lot harder time freaking out. Very little actually scares the Joker. Hell, even Batman doesn't generally scare the Joker. Sometimes he does. Batman's one of the few people who can scare the Joker. I think that's a better way to put it. But he's not usually afraid of Batman. There's really not much he's afraid of, except if you were to maybe go with, say, the Arkham series and then Arkham Knight being forgotten. That might be what he is afraid of, like no longer being relevant. Losing the edge, people no longer, finding him amusing. Those kind of things. Those kind of things could play a factor into his psyche. Could be something that could be exploited. Maybe. Whether or not Freddy could actually capitalize on that, though, is a very hard thing to figure out, but especially because the Joker is intelligent to know that when he's probably dreaming, and I don't know if Joker can lucid dream, but in theory, he's smart enough that he should be able to lucid dream. The Joker does sleep. So, Freddy trying to take advantage of him in the dream world, I don't see being very likely. That being said, Freddy could still very well kill him in the dream world. Like, the Joker is not infallible in that sense. But I think if the Joker is figuring out how to lucid dream, he very well might be able to turn the tables on Freddy. Like, for example, Freddy just skewers up, just lifts it up. It's like, time to say goodnight, clown. Goodnight, clown. It just pops like a balloon. It's like, what the hell is it? Oh, and so where are you looking for? Freddy, Mr. Krueger, my here's the clown prince ever I'm here. Oh, here, he just makes duplicates of themselves. You're not the only one who can play the numbers game. Somewhere, we're gonna slice you into cotton candy. That joke didn't even make any sense. Or I'm gonna cut you up into such little pieces, I'll make you into cotton candy. I say, no, take your shot. And I think the problem for Freddy is this. He's not used to someone like the Joker. He's not even used to most of the people he gets paired up against in the series. But to the point, he's not used to someone like the Joker who is just straight out there, who's bonkers, and would not be scared of Freddy, frankly, at all. He's not someone who would be easily exploitable, like even Jason. Jason was easily exploitable because he's a very simple-minded individual. Not inherently dumb, just simple-minded. But, with the Joker, I don't see it actually going well for Freddy. I think what would ultimately happen is, the Joker just grabs onto him. He ultimately is woken up and realizes he pulled Freddy in the real world and just blows his head off or something. Or just decides to torture him. Catches his... So tell me, how are you able to do this dream? Your little dream walk there, Krueger. Once you go to sleep, and I'll show you. Perhaps. Unfortunately, I'm jacked up on pain meds. Or I'm jacked up on Coca-Cola and cocaine. 40 style, baby! Because I could totally see the Joker just going like... Oh, those are the days! I could totally see him doing that. That's a good question. I don't think the Joker does drugs. I mean, yeah, he can breathe in his own Joker venom, sure, but I mean, when you think about like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, like anything like that, I don't think the Joker really does drugs. I think he maybe has a drink sometimes, but not like cocaine, crack. I don't think you would be seeing him do anything like that. But yeah, I don't see either circumstance really working in Freddy's favor here. In the real world, he's just going to get his ass kicked. And because the Joker's used to dealing with Batman on God knows how many occasions, plus all the villains in Arkham, including Scarecrow, who would work at least somewhat similar to Freddy in terms of using fear to his advantage. In the dream world, Freddy would definitely be a lot more of a problem for the Joker, but the Joker is a lot more of a problem for Freddy in the dream world than other people are. He's extremely still imaginative. If he figures out he's in the dream, he can lucid dream, and at that point, then Freddy, it's just a matter of time before he figures out how to get Freddy out of the dream world. So the long and short of it, while Freddy would certainly be an interesting fight for the Joker, I think the Joker takes it pretty often. Now, that being said, there is still scenarios where Joker just dies in the dream world. That can still happen. I just don't think that's the majority of the scenarios. So my money's on the Joker, but who do you got long term? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.